This building looks sculpted by hand, but it wasn't. It was generated by an algorithm. No sketches, no architect bending over a drafting table, just code and an idea of beauty. For thousands of years, architecture has made us feel something. You stand in the Colosseum and you can almost hear the crowds. You walk through a Gothic cathedral with sunlight pouring through stained glass, and it just hits you. Something deep, something timeless. These places connect us to generations before us, to something bigger than ourselves. But can a building designed by a machine do the same? Can a machine not just build, but inspire? Architecture has always been about balancing art and science, the practical needs of structure with the emotional needs of humans. For centuries, this was exclusively human territory, a creative process born from experience, cultural understanding, and intuition. In 2023, architecture critic Oliver Wainwright asked whether AI would wipe out architects as artificial intelligence began to revolutionize the building design process. 2 years later, this question has evolved. It's no longer just about whether AI can replace architects, but whether it can create beauty. Today, we're asking, can AI actually design spaces that move us? Spaces that feel meaningful, that carry culture, that are just beautiful? Not just smart or efficient, but truly inspiring. The rise of AI in architecture. In China, architects are already using AI to design and build real buildings. Take XKool, a company founded by architect Wan Yuhe in Shenzhen. They're not just experimenting with AI, they're using it to create structures people actually use today. Their AI software can generate hundreds of building designs in minutes, testing countless options that would take human architects months to explore. The system automatically considers everything from room layouts to where the plumbing goes. And sure, the software's capabilities are amazing. When you're working with something virtual, the possibilities of what you can create on a computer screen are almost endless. But bringing it into the real world? Well, the thing is, XKool made it happen. Thanks to them, the Shenzhen Bay International Hotel went from initial design to a finished building in just 4.5 months. So we're not talking about some far-off future. AI-designed buildings already exist. People are sleeping in them, working in them, living in them right now. And they're being built at speeds that were unimaginable just a few years ago. The full design package. When most people hear AI architecture, they think of those image generators like DALL-E and Midjourney. You know, the ones that can make cool pictures of buildings that don't exist. Frank Lloyd Wright skyscrapers that he never designed. Wild science fiction buildings, those fluffy staircase things that look like pink marshmallows. But that's just the surface. Neil Leach, who wrote a whole book about AI and architecture, says the real revolution is happening behind the scenes. The automation of the entire design package, from developing initial options right through to construction. These new AI tools don't just make one design, they crank out thousands in the time it would take you to sketch something on a napkin. They factor in everything: where the sun hits, how wind flows around the building, spatial relationships, building codes, all that complex stuff architects normally juggle. And systems like XKool go way beyond just making a pretty rendering. They're pumping out detailed floor plans, where all the electrical stuff goes, all the plumbing, structural calculations, what materials to use, how much it'll cost, the whole package. Work that usually needs teams of specialists spending months. New workflows, new aesthetics. Many architects are starting to incorporate these tools into their normal workflow. Some use ChatGPT to quickly summarize planning rules or compare different building materials. Others use image generators like Midjourney to quickly brainstorm ideas with clients. Zaha Hadid Architects, known for their flowing, futuristic buildings, has gone all in on AI. Their leader, Patrick Schumacher, says they use AI tools for early design ideas on almost every project now. They feed the AI information about their signature style, and it generates options that have that distinctive Zaha Hadid look. According to Schumacher, they pick about 10 to 15% of what the AI generates to develop further. The cool thing is that the AI creates designs that already have a natural 3D logic to them. They're not just pretty pictures. They actually make structural sense. the productivity gains are huge. Schumacher says they can now produce design renderings in about a fifth of the time it used to take. This means smaller teams can tackle bigger projects, and they can explore way more options than before. So AI can make buildings fast and efficient. But what about beautiful? What about the kind of spaces that give you goosebumps? Beauty in architecture has always been a human thing. We understand the way light falls in a room. We feel when proportions just work. We connect with materials that age gracefully. Some critics worry that AI-designed buildings might end up looking too similar, too perfect, missing those quirky touches that give buildings character. Others see AI as freeing architects from technical headaches so they can focus more on the creative side. Anyway, there's a common theme emerging from people working in this field. Carl Christensen, who co-founded an AI design tool called SpaceMaker, now owned by Autodesk and renamed Forma, puts it this way: "I call it AI on the shoulder, to emphasize that you're still in control." Tools like Forma can quickly analyze things like sunlight, wind patterns, noise levels, and energy needs to help create better site layouts. But Christensen emphasizes that they designed the interface to be simple enough that everyone involved in a project, not just architects, can understand it and contribute. Ewan Mills has an interesting perspective on all this. He used to work for London's Planning Authority, reviewing major building applications day after day. Now he's created an AI tool called BlockType to help simplify the incredibly complex world of urban planning. "The thing developers hate most is uncertainty," Mills says. His system gives quick estimates of what's possible on a piece of land, rough layouts, and financial projections. It's not about replacing architects, but helping developers understand the spatial possibilities before they even hire one. And sure, Mills makes a good point when he says, "We've been designing housing for thousands of years, so why do we reinvent the wheel every single time?" His AI uses a pattern book approach, learning from successful housing layouts throughout history. So back to our big question: can AI create beauty? Maybe we're asking the wrong thing. Beauty in architecture has never come from just one source. It's not solely the architect's vision. It comes from the relationship between people and spaces, from culture and context, from meaning and memory. What AI offers is a whole new set of possibilities, forms, relationships, and efficiencies we couldn't achieve before. The beauty emerges when humans interpret, implement, and actually live in these AI-influenced spaces. AI might be amazing at figuring out the perfect roof span or predicting air movement patterns, but it doesn't understand the emotional impact of crossing a threshold, or how a perfectly proportioned room makes you feel, or the cultural significance of certain materials and forms. Those remain deeply human considerations. The most beautiful architecture of the future probably won't be purely human designed or purely AI generated. It'll likely be a hybrid, AI generating and testing countless options at incredible speed, and humans selecting, modifying, and adding meaning based on our unique understanding of human experience. Like any tool, the end result depends on who's using it and why. AI won't automatically make architecture more or less beautiful. It's just opening up new territory for us to explore. Right now in Saudi Arabia, if you fly over a certain part of the desert, you can see the beginning of something called The Line, a controversial megacity designed to stretch 170 kilometers across the landscape with 500-meter-high mirrored walls. It's the latest in a long history of linear city dreams, but with a crucial difference: AI is helping design it. It all looks breathtakingly real. The marketing videos, also boosted by AI, promise a car-free, carbon-neutral city with its own perfect microclimate. They say AI would be constantly learning how to make life easier, and that everything you need would be just a 5-minute walk away. It paints a picture of a utopia where technology truly serves people. Now, to be fair, AI didn't just help design the project, it helped sell it. The renders are so convincing, they blur the line between fantasy and what feels possible. A lot of the people working on Neom, the area where the line is being built, are digital artists, the same ones behind Marvel movies and even apocalyptic films like World War Z. And by the way, the line isn't the first time someone's tried to imagine a linear city. Architects have been dreaming about this idea for over 140 years. From Arturo Soraya y Mata's 1882 plan in Spain to Edgar Chambliss's Road Town in 1910 America. The big difference now? Thanks to AI, massive, complicated visions like this suddenly feel a lot more possible, even if the reality turns out to be very different. What's clear is that AI-designed buildings aren't just concepts anymore. They're real structures where people live, work, and play right now. A whole world of possibilities has opened up for letting AI's imagination run wild. Algorithms can dream endlessly, but imagination alone doesn't guarantee beauty. So, if beauty lies in the eye of the beholder, how will we teach that to a machine?